Welcome back, Blade fans. This old sword's with you once again. And we got a new button lock today. And it's from Civivi. Well, Civivi's just been churning out the new models. I didn't put out on the table any Civivi button locks, but there have been lots of others, including their Send Cut division, which is their more budgety division. This is a $76 knife, $76.50 I think it was on White Mountain. And don't forget, if you shop at White Mountain, please use my discount code OLDSWORD and you'll get 10% off. Period. End of story. Doesn't matter how big your order is, you'll get 10% off of that. So you get about $7.50 or so off of this knife, bringing it down to, $70 or less. So what do we have here? We have a button lock. It's called the Amirite, Amirite. Can't spell. But let's see. There you go. So there is the label, and that's the model number. Comes in this nice kind of gray blue, which I happen to like. Comes in a black blade with a black handle with a satin blade, and so forth. Well, just so I don't have somebody write me and say, it took a minute and a half for you to open the knife. Okay, well, you guys, I hope you're not in a hurry with the women either, if it's guys, and vice versa for the women. I don't want to go down that road, but I did. So, here we have what are we going to call this? A Wharncliffe, a sheep's foot, or a reverse Tanto. How about a reverse Wharncliffe? I love it's reverse of that names, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this one's got a very nice satin blade of Nitro V, and it's got a little sticky button there. But I find a lot of them are, and I'm minding it less and less because it doesn't really make it difficult to push it. Maybe it becomes kind of a personal tactile thing where you don't need to hear that click. Got to bring it up near the mic there. It opens with double thumb studs. It opens with a pretty subdued flipper tab. So the flipper tab's in nice shape. As far as the jimping goes, got just enough jimping there. Having my usual close focus issues. Let's see if I can clear this up for you. All right. So there's your jimping right there. I wonder how close I can focus this monster here. I guess about there. Don't really have a macro focus on this lens, and that becomes a problem. I did on the other camera. We won't get into that. If need be, I'll switch back. But it's got a clip that is inletted. There's your inlet on the left side. And it does have flat-headed screws. So win-win. Very smooth transition in and out of the pocket. They list it as having a coarse G10 handle. And yes, it is. It's got a pretty nice texture on there. I can hear it. So that's a good thing. It means we get a good grip, and it's got a very nice full-sized finger choil there. It's not too deep, but it's broad enough so you can fit a full finger in there without getting nicked by the sharp heel of that blade. We're going to measure it up. Why don't we do that? If I can find my tape. There we go. Okay. So, got more in the picture than I wanted there. Overall length of this knife, this Amirite, is 8.4. And the blade is like a 3/6 with a sharpened edge of exactly 3 1/4 because of the finger choil. In terms of handle thickness, pretty thin, straight on, 1/2 inch. Blade thickness, 0.10 in millimeters, 2.7. So it is a high and slicey grind to this blade, and we're going to check that out in just a moment. Weight, finally, is call it 4.3 ounces, 4.3 ounces. So not really a pocket anchor, well under 5 ounces. And as I said, a grind that goes all the way up to the top there. If I didn't mention it, got some very effective jimping. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Here's some pre-sliced paper. I'd say it's sharp. Yes, I would say this knife came through with a good factory edge. All you need to do is get the debris off the table here. Okay. So the Amirite, what else can we say about the Amirite? It's got lots of blade for handle. Where is that blade? Oh, there it is. So yeah, I mean, it's coming out actually a little even with the very outer end of that barrel spacer there. So plenty of blade for the handle. And as I say, very comfortable to hold. I got about an inch left over in the normal grip, and then I can get way up here in this grip, and this feels great. I like that ability to do push cuts with the reinforcement on the back. And as I said, some very nice jimping there. About a run of about an inch of it. Pretty fine tip. Pretty fine. Can we get that in focus? There we go. That comes to a pretty good point, but not frail, really. I mean, I wouldn't use it as a screwdriver or pry with it. I don't do that on this channel. I don't stick it into wood and try to snap the tip. You shouldn't use your knife for that kind of stuff, maybe. Comparisons, concept, bulldozer. As soon as I saw that knife, I thought of this one. They're similar in many respects. The bulldozer, concept bulldozer's got a shorter blade. If we go there, actually it's longer. No, it's about the same if we go handle to handle. So that's interesting, but got about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch left over on the end. Let's see if I do them pommel to pommel. You know what? Just looks bigger. I think because the handle's a bit longer. Even though the handle to blade ratio was different. You know, you get different shapes going on up here, so depending upon where you measure, I always measure to the foremost part of the handle, and that's what I take for the measurement. So, but that's the bulldozer. This is titanium and is it S35? No, 20 CV. 20 CV on this guy. Very nice knife from Concept. Here's a couple other Civivis I've reviewed recently, just for compare. This Sen cut here is the Glide Strike. God, I can't remember those names. The Glide Strike. It's a bigger knife. It's got about a half-inch longer blade, I would say. And here's the Bull Tusk in Ultim, yes, Ultim, and Damascus, stainless Damascus, just for compare. So we'll put those away. And for further compare, because I've got it nearby, here is the one and only Rat 1 Ontario Knives. Understand they're back in business again under another name or another owner. I'm not sure. They were going out. That's slightly longer overall. And the blade, slightly longer. So right in that territory with the Rat 1 is this Amirite. And I'll leave you links to White Mountain with all the models. Looks like, unfortunately, at this point, when did I get this knife? Just yesterday, I think, or the day before. And looks like a number of the models are already out of stock, so don't fret. On White Mountain, if you put in your email address and ask to be notified when they're back in stock, you will get an email as soon as they are back in stock. And if you don't get it at White Mountain, you might be able to find it at Knife Center. You might be able to find it at Blade HQ, but I don't have discount codes for those websites. So up to you whether you wait. It's a very interesting and I think useful EDC knife with a good working tip, you know, really nice and slicey tip and very nice high nitro V grind on that blade. Well, let me know what you think. Don't forget to give this vid a like if you would and subscribe. You'll see an icon in the very end frames where you can click on my logo and go straight to subscribe. Be well, take care, see you soon.